Hey guys, my name is Divya. I'm a doctor and I've been doing a series of videos on my channel to help everybody out in the community get certified with certain certifications they're doing. So I've made a series on SHRM and on PMP. The recent series that I've picked up on my channel is how to interview and the interviewing skills that I feel are sometimes missing or are very enlightening and heartening to see in the community. So I am the VP of a healthcare company and I've done dozens and dozens of interviews. I've conducted dozens of interviews and I'm just surprised by a lot of things that I see out there and sometimes enlightened. So I would like to share all these things with you. And today's video is all about a very recent interviewing experience that I had with a candidate. So let's get right into it. Okay, so our guy, we were interviewing for an HR professional and it was for talent acquisition. I was more of a guest interviewer because it was not directly in my company. So I wanted to share this experience with you. So the resume we got looked very impressive. The guy had tons and tons of talent acquisition experience and we wanted to interview him. So with the pandemic going on, of course, almost every single thing is now online and we were video conferencing for this particular interview. And for most of the video conference, I could not see the guy's face. I know, it sounds funny, but the guy, I think he had a poor internet connection or something, and every time he couldn't hear anything, he would look at the monitor like this. So during the interview, there were two of us, one from the main company, and as I said, I was the guest interviewer, and we had the candidate. So every time he did that, it was extremely distracting, and not being able to position himself in front of the camera for a video conference also felt a little concerning. So if you're an HR professional, which I think a lot of you are, because I started off my channel doing videos just for SHRM, and that was really the crux of it. So that's where really, the foundation of my channel lies as of now. So if you're an HR professional, the expectation in terms of video conferencing or being able to talk to people, even during a pandemic, when you're doing it online, is obviously high. It's very, very high. We expect you to be able to sit nicely, be visible, be professional over whatever video conferencing tools you're using. And there are tons of them these days. There's Zoom, there's MS Teams, and so many names that I don't know of. So we were really expecting to see a thorough professional, but that didn't happen. So first thing, he was getting too close to the camera, moving his ear maybe to the mic or to the speaker just so that he could hear better. Second, he wasn't positioned very well. He was either too close to the camera or too far away, or his face was cut off and I could only see his forehead, or I could only see the lower half of his face. Those things are distracting, guys. So this is what happened. And the third thing about the interview, during the interview, we gave him many scenarios. We said if there was an urgent position to be closed quickly in 2 to 3 weeks, what would your approach be? What would you do to close this position? And he seemed to push back hard. A lot of times he said things like, oh, that would be so difficult for me. If you just gave me 2 to 3 weeks, what would I do and how would I approach it? But maybe I would go into these things. And then he enlisted his plan. So the thing about this is maybe he was trying to communicate to us that this is a challenging question or a scenario to be in. And he was trying to enlist out the plan, except that it came across as more negative than accepting a challenge or being positive. And I think during an interview, it's important to make that distinction. It's important to make the distinction that yes, this would be a challenging situation to be in, but then I'm ready for that kind of responsibility and accountability. So these were a few things that we gathered from the interview, and honestly, I was a little bit surprised. I wasn't expecting it from an HR professional because they're supposed to be the ones talking to people day in and out, especially in talent acquisition, and really, really savvy usually in terms of dealing with people. So here are my 2 cents about the recent interviewing experience I've had. I wanted to share it with all of you since I'm doing the interview series on my channel. This is just a shorter regular chit-chat video so that I could share the anecdotal evidence that I have, and hopefully it helps all of you. If these videos are helping you, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. It will keep me motivated and keep me going. Thank you so much for watching.